Yeah, that's right. We fought the pirate dude.
And what are you folks planning anyway?
Like I said, we're getting through that gate. If you're not helping us, then the conversation's over.
Is it possible to get through?
If the first mate says he'll do it, he'll do it.
You sure put a lot of faith in him. He's a Moloch, isn't he?
That doesn't matter. He's got the captain's blessing, and that's enough for us.
Couldn't you ignore the Narrows and just sail around?
Not now. We lost both our compass and several of our crew in an earlier attack.
Compass? Huh.
But in the end, we're pirates. If someone blocks our way, we can't just fall back.
Sure,
and that's what makes a pirate, huh?
Yeah. It's cute. It's very cute.
Tragically, your favorite witch is neither a sailor nor a warrior. All she can really do is look on.
No argument there.
Is the Gate of Vortigern really something that impressive, Dial?
They've got a fortress and a patrolling fleet, but the gate is the real show. Even a battleship couldn't blast its way through that thing.
Is there no sea route that avoids the Narrows?
There is, so to speak, but it's a long way out into the open sea. We just end up shipwrecked.
The pirates share our goal. I don't think we have any choice but to band together.
True enough. If forward lies destruction and backward lies doom, sideways is your only option!
And yet you don't feel like helping out.
I sure don't.
That Moloch isn't all he seems. Who knows what's up his sleeves?
The kid's a Moloch too. Hey boy, you sense anything?
We both have ulterior motives. In any case, let's go after him.
I know you probably won't listen to me, but you shouldn't get involved with Ifrit's pirates. Ifrit is the fiercest, most villainous pirate in all the seas. Every sailor trembles at his name.
For a demon, you're pretty wimpy.
Demon or not, scary is scary.
So this Ifrit is that tough?
You bet. Rumor has it he's an unrepentant troublemaker and is as strong as an ogre. His gang are all fearless, wild rogues. They've turned the tables on the Royal Navy time and time again. And best of all is their ship, the Von Eltia. She's a legend that's traveled to distant lands across the sea.
Nice. Sounds like I'd get along with them just fine.
You seem to know an awful lot about them yourself.
Well, it's just that every sailor dreams of being as wild and free as Ifrit and his pirate crew.
I guess.
Hey, I can dream, can't I? Demon or human or even lizard, we all got our fantasies.
I mean, for a demon, he doesn't seem that bad. Scorpions. Okay. Oh.
Your style is really unique.
Just wait until I pull out the good stuff.
That's what she said.
On to battle!
We're finished here. Let's go. I'll end this quickly. They were nothing.
Always ready to fight.
They were nothing.
Oh, they're dropping from the ceiling. God.
Come on, really? I'll end this quickly. Not even worth my time.
Always ready to fight.
Out of my way!
Come on, really?
So, you've chosen to trust a pirate?
Not for a second. But if you're prepared to lend us the use of your ship and crew until we reach the capital, we'll help you.
I'll agree to those terms. but there's something I should tell you first. I bring ill fortune to all those around me. The Reaper's curse. I could flip this coin 1,000 times and still land on tails. Trying to get through the fort cost the lives of 5 good sailors. If you join up with me, I can't guarantee your safety.
Why would you go out of your way to warn us?
Even demons don't want to meet an unfair death, right? If you still want to come with me, just know the risks.
Works for me. I land on tails, I'll flip it to heads on my own.
Your name?
Velvet. This is number 2.
Number 2. Oh shit, we like to call
I'm
him shit,
Rokuro.
but number 2 is
A
nice.
pleasure.
Aizen.
You've got a plan of attack, I'm sure. Let's hear it.
To put it bluntly, Vortigern is impregnable. It won't fall to an attack whether by sea or by land.
So, no plan?
Wait, what about both at once?
Exactly. First, we send in the Von Eltia to draw their fleet out of the Narrows. Then we slip inside and open the sea gate ourselves. The Von Eltia will then break away and rush back into the channel. We'll climb aboard and push through.
One slip and we're all as good as dead.
Then don't slip and we're not dead.
Walking with the Reaper, huh?
The plan is already in motion. Let's move. This cave leads to the fortress.
On to battle!
I wish I had power like that.
I'd forget about it if I were you.
No, you don't.
Victory is ours. On to battle.
Come on, really? You won't get any pity or compassion from me. Look at all these vines.
I'm carrying some flint.
Do you really think this is a good place for us to start a fire?
Normally, no. But we're also demons and Malachim. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not exactly normal ourselves.
I'll finish this quick.
Unarmed? Hardly. These are deadly weapons.
What'll it take to make you go all out?
On to battle!
Come on, really? I'll cut down anyone in my way!
The kid's awfully quiet. You think maybe there's something wrong with him?
So
Number 2's always that way.
Stop that. Calling him by a number is cruel.
What's Rokuro mean?
Well, son number 6, technically.
Same thing then.
Not even remotely. You alright, kid?
Why didn't you say something? If Eisen hadn't noticed in time, you'd be dead!
Because you ordered me to keep my mouth shut.
That's not what I meant! Why? Why would you do that?
Whoa, take it easy, Velvet.
Let me guess,
abuse
kid.
on top of the abuse.
You were bound by an exorcist? I thought as much. The boy's will has been sealed away. Malakim have individual personalities, just like humans. But exorcists have developed methods to seal those personalities away, so they can use Malakim as uncomplaining tools.
Will he always be like this?
Can't say. I've never seen one escape the exorcist before.
Listen, kid. If you're ever in trouble, speak up, okay?
If I'm in trouble?
You said exorcists bind Malakim's free will.
Yeah. We've lived in this land a long time, and we're our own folk, just like humans. Only a small portion of humans, those with strong resonance, like the exorcists, were able to perceive our existence.
But the Advent changed that.
Now Malakim can be seen by ordinary people. We're being robbed of our free will and made into obedient tools. Humans praise Artorias for providing a miraculous new weapon against demons, but Malakim aren't mere objects.
Malakim aren't things?
They are.
Huh?
As far as Artorias is concerned, Malakim, demons, and humans are all nothing more than tools. Everything in service to his utopia of reason. That's all anyone is to him. Even my brother.
Move it or die.
Sorry to cut you down. You'll be rust on my blade.
Brian. How you doing today, sir?
Your style is really unique.
Everything go okay yesterday? I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't, but, you know. Just about to go to bed. Yeah, that sucks. It's a tough schedule, but try to get some good rest.
You're fighting the Reaper.
We're finished here. Let's go.
Yeah, that's why I can't do the overnight thing. Well, I guess you're not working overnight, but you're working late. What's your schedule like?
I'll finish this quick.
Hey, it's all gonna live your life. Someone else's schedule and not your own life. Hey, that's you, not me.
Too slow.
Supposed to forge it for you. It must be where you need it.
Come on, really?
Either way, I hope it works out. It's a tough schedule. It's a tough life to lead. Third shift life.
Always ready to fight.
Bubble! Windlass! No escape! Hold up! Too slow!
Victory is ours.
Are you not able to hear me over the sound of awesome? So that's a tough schedule, man. Hope it works out. Good luck on that. So they actually are running a third shift? Not making it over there. I didn't realize they were running a third shift.
You'll be rust on my blade.
I wish I had power like that.
I'd forget about it if I were you.
I mean, that's not bad if that's mostly what you're doing, not even dealing with calls all that much. That's pretty awesome, actually. All the inbound and outbound faxing and emails and stuff. It doesn't sound like too bad of a gig. Probably a lot less stressful, I would imagine. That's cool that they're running it, though. Or that you have the option, anyway. Lucky me, I get to start Monday. Hooray! Shit, really?
Too slow. One down. See this? You're wide open. This is the Reaper's power.
Come on, really?
Good.
Titles! Titles!
Are you a turtle demon or something?
Even is this?
You got it all wrong. I'm the White Turtles. Sorry about spooking you, Zol.
If you're not a demon, then perhaps you're a Moloch.
Nope. I'm just a plain old Turtles. Nothing more and nothing less.
God, I
I'm
hope
sure
this
you
guy
guys
becomes a
have
party
lots
member.
of questions about me, but for now, I'd appreciate it if you could hold off on them.
Right. Sure, if you insist.
Much obliged.
The Turtles are traveling merchants of considerable savvy. Their services could be quite useful for members of the underworld
I'm
like
a
us.
Tweedle.
You don't say. Sounds
Shit.
handy.
You betcha. And that old White
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be
Turtle
fine. I'm
shop.
not that worried
We
about it.
believe
I'm
the
just not.
customer's smile is what
I don't want to
matters
go back to
most.
work yet.
That being said, this
That's my
being
biggest
where it
thing.
is,
I don't
my
want to,
prices
but
unfortunately might be a
that's the
little on
thing.
the high.
Oh no, you're going to give us a bargain.
I'd love to do that, C's. But when you do's business out in remote areas like this, the costs add up and, well...
You're just taking advantage of the situation.
I'm just saying, I've seen some of the people that were in there and I've heard them
entirely
speaking,
deny
and
that,
I don't
but-
think it's going to be that
Then
difficult.
that settles it. You'll do business with us at market prices, and that's final.
We should seal the deal with a smile, too, since it matters so much to him. Like this.
Much obliged.
Hooray for intimidating a turtle. Total intimidation, exactly. What the hell even was that? Total intimidation. I'm just a tweedle. Hey, everything's upgraded. How about that? Always good.
You sure know how to drive a hard bargain, Velvet.
What else was I supposed to do? Would you rather I devoured him and swiped all his stuff?
You're more frightening than the Reaper.
Still, that Turtles was an interesting guy.
It's a big world, kid. A lot of strange folks out there.
So I'm discovering.
He probably took one look at us and thought the very same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
A demon, a Moloch, and a Reaper. We've got it
You
all.
know you missed it, man. Like,
Ain't that the truth?
it's one of those things I always say I don't have the time for a traditional JRPG anymore. I do. It's just most of them aren't any good. It's always the problem. This is alright though. It's pretty damn good, I gotta say. I'm enjoying it anyway. A lot more than I figured I probably would. Story's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
You're fighting the Reaper.
Come on, really?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 makes it worth getting a Wii or a Switch. I think it's on Switch anyway. Yeah, I mean, maybe. A Wii or a Switch is definitely the things I've kind of wanted to get. I thought about looking into getting a Wii just to play the rest of the Dead Space games. Because there's like 2 of them on the Wii. I'm talking the old school Wii, not the Wii U. So I've thought about it, but I can't justify the cost, of course.
What are
Yeah,
turtles
there's like
anyway?
Some sort of...
Yeah, but what are they?
yeah.
They are what they are. All you need to know is that they're good at peddling things.
They're probably just called turtles
Yeah,
because they
Dead
wear all
Space
those sea turtle
Extraction
shells on their
2009.
backs. After all,
It's a
Rover
rail
means
shooter and a
sixth son.
prequel
That's what I am.
to Dead Space.
I was Teresa's
There was, I
second
think,
tethered
another
Moloch
one, though.
team. So I was number 2.
That's a title, not a name.
Huh?
Would someone just give the kid a name already?
A name? For me?
Yeah, Dead Space Extraction, Dead Space Ignition. I don't know what Dead Space 2011 is. Mobile. It was a mobile game, apparently. For iOS. That's weird. Okay, Dead Space Ignition is an action puzzle game. That's weird. And then Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3. Huh. Action puzzle game. That's like the weirdest shit they could have made from that, but then again, I wasn't. You know, I'll wait till you get back on that one. You might already know it anyway, but.
Come on, really?
I'll finish this quick.
What looked rough?
Your style
Dead
is
Space
really
Extraction.
unique.
Just wait until I pull out the good stuff.
And then Dead Space Ignition was a puzzle game, and then they had another Dead Space in 2011 that was for mobile, for iOS. Which I didn't even know about that, but I did find out. It was just like, oh, that's a weird kind of game to make for Dead Space, a puzzle game, that's weird. But there was a, for Silent Hill, for the Nintendo, it's like the Game Boy Advance? They ended up making a visual novel that basically retold the story of Silent Hill. First game.
Come on, really?
Yeah, see, I don't remember Ignition at all. Apparently, if you can find the visual novel game, somebody did like remaster it and translate it and put it on PC. Although I'd be surprised if it's still available. You should be able to find it online somewhere if you dig hard enough. From what I understand, there was a really good video I saw. It was what happened to Silent Hill, going through the history and the development of Silent Hill, the rise, the fall, that sort of thing. It was actually really, really good. I definitely recommend it. It had some nice little gems of information in it. Did you watch it? Awesome. Yeah, I found it yesterday. It was really, really good.
That wasn't worth the effort. I'll finish this quick.
I'd love to track down a copy of Silent Hill, the old Silent Hill games on the PC. You can find them online, but they're expensive because they're difficult to find. They're almost, this is how much they were when they released kind of prices, you know?
Unarmed? Hardly. These are deadly weapons.
Huh. What'll it take to make you go all out?
Pretty sure that's Rule 34. Well, if you haven't, make sure you take a look, because one of the developers
It's just a habit.
recently was talking about what they wanted to do for Dead Space 4, if it ever happened, before it was cancelled and everything.
Strictly speaking,
If you haven't
that's
looked
not
into
the
it,
Reaper on
definitely
the
do.
back.
It's within the last month
an
or
image
two
of
that
the
these
Demon King,
articles
Baus.
started coming out.
Where have I heard that name before?
Martel the Goddess, and Daus, the Demon King. The Book of Ragnarok, Chapter 765. The Battle of Yggdrasil.
Whoa, you're awfully well read. The coin
I
was
feel
dug
like
up
what'll
from some
happen
ancient ruins
is,
in another
because
land.
when did Dead
They called the
Space
place
come out?
Carlin long ago.
That was
It's made from
2008.
soft,
We're 10 years
ordinary
later.
gold.
I
But they
fully
had some
would
process
expect
to
some sort of a
harden the metal and make it
reboot or
resistant to
something to come
scratches.
up.
Wow, that's a
But
rather
we're
rare
definitely
find
at a
then.
time where
Do you like to read books?
if something released on
Teresa's
PC,
chamber
there's
was
not
full
much
of
of a
them.
need for a
So I
reboot,
spent a lot of time reading.
because it's still
Ragnarok is a
available
record
and
of
still
battles
you
from
can
the Age
run
of
it,
Myth.
right?
I've
So I
read
think
it
we're going to
several
start seeing a
times now.
decline in that sort of thing. But maybe they could
Anyway,
reboot it. That would be
coins like
interesting.
that are
I
hard
think
to come by.
10 years on is probably
did you
about
get it?
right.
It's a long story.
Never mind then.
So maybe.
So, were you deciding something with that coin
Could always
toss?
start an online petition.
Not anything I can talk about yet.
Oh, I'm sorry for prying.
And yeah, I mean, the first 3 games are good. Dead Space 1 and 2 are definitely better than 3. 3 is just kind of meh. Like, it's okay, but they went a little too actiony with it, you know. Just a little too much. Yeah, well, because Dead Space 3 didn't meet projections, I'm sure that was the case. I mean, whether we like it or not, we have to remember they are a company and they need to be profitable.
That wasn't worth the effort.
And it sucks, but, you know. It is what it is. Us gaming consumers are a whiny bunch. Makes you wonder though, how much would it cost for somebody to purchase the rights and then get that team together? You know, wonder how much that would cost. Probably a lot.
This isn't what I expected.
Oop.
There's a barrier over it.
If a bug zapper over
the
it.
Security.
You weren't kidding, were you? That scorpion and this barrier, all part of your curse.
You'll be lucky if that's the worst of it.
A direct assault would be a bad idea. What's the plan?
Down the cliff, there should be an entrance used during the fortress's construction. We'll check that.
You did your research.
I had to, didn't I?
What the fuck is this? Oh god.
If you want to live, get out of my way.
Yeah, but the problem is the long-term profitability, right? Like, that's the problem. You can't support a company on single game sales anymore. Unless you're putting out a ton of games. And if you're putting out a ton of games, well, they're probably going to suck. So you don't really want to do that either, because now nobody's going to buy them because they suck. And then you wind up with a bunch of shitty games like you did in the mid-2000s. It's hard to find a good game as a new IP. So then we started getting sequel after sequel after sequel, and we still win.
Come on, really?
So of course it's looking at games as a service, which was the buzzword, what, 5 years ago? They've recently started talking about the next Dragon Age game and how they want to make it a service type game. Service-driven game instead of just a single-player, one-shot experience. And I get that, but they have to do something different or it's not going to work. People aren't going to play it. The only way you can really do that is maybe make some kind of a weird MMO hybrid out of it, I guess. But it's hard to say people would play that either, because you still want that core experience to be story-driven, because that's what people own Dragon Age for. So.
I wish I had power like that.
I'd forget about it if I were you.
Yeah, but now go and look at the look at any indie game shop, and you'll see what you get from it, right? Like, that's what will end up happening again, where it's going to get a bunch of shitty cash grabs that are copying other games, and maybe they're okay on their own, but I think it's going to be a much worse problem than what it is now. So yeah, you can, but you also have to get the right team together, make the right decisions. You still have to take that risk. And why take that risk on something that people aren't necessarily going to buy? Hellblade that's the what Senwa's one, right? Or maybe that's something else I'm thinking of. The one by, was it Team Ninja? Yeah, it was. I'm thinking it was the right thing. That was a risk for them, but they're also a team that could afford to take the risk. They're not as big on their own as EA is, because they struck off on their own. Didn't they do a Kickstarter for that too? Well, yeah, they're always going to be there, but why make it even worse? You know?
Is that the way in?
This one's actually guarded.
Which means there's no barrier. Let's move, everyone.
But again, there has to be a bottom line of some sort. I don't know how they quantify it.
Stop.
As profitable, right?
Careful, they're not what they seem.
Like if you have a small team, if you have a team that makes a game and it sells enough to cover their cost, plus a little, does that mean maybe they should make another one?
Didn't know.
I don't know. It's a business. If they don't find it profitable, they don't find it profitable. But I think a lot of the problem is unrealistic projections of what should be profitable.
That might have
so that could be it too.
Thank you for stopping me.
Don't thank me. He's the one who noticed the.
In that case, I'll be counting on you to keep watch.
I miss good
After
licensed
all,
games.
We've got a Reaper with us.
Well, we
Who
should
knows
play
what else we'll find.
if you ever find it on sale. As the Star Trek game, the two-player one, where you're Spock and Kirk. That one was actually pretty good. I didn't finish it. I got about halfway through.
Understood.
But it was pretty good most of the time. Something like that would be great. Anyway, I like licensed games. Some licensed games are good.
Come on, really?
I don't know, man. Said it's easy to just sit back where you have no risk to try to assess the situation. Definitely we don't have all the picture. We don't know why those decisions were ultimately made. We can only assume it had to do with money. We don't know that that's the case. Maybe there's some other really, really good reason why they didn't. Regardless, one day we'll probably get another one. Another Dead Space game. One day. What it's probably going to take is a change at the top where those decisions are made, and you're going to get someone in there who is young enough to have actually played those games and say, hey, let's make another one.
Nope.
Probably what it's going to take.
Just our bad luck to be around when it's spread. This is what it means to walk with the Reaper. You've only yourselves to blame.
It works in our favor. The enemy won't be capable of an organized response.
And we're a small group. Our mobility will be an advantage in the chaos.
So, Eisen, how do we open the sea gate?
The controls ought to be located in the upper part of the gate. We'll activate them and then send a signal.
Got it. To the top of the gate, then.
You can't count Warframe into anything. Those guys are unique shit in what they're doing and somehow having it work. Kind of like saying, oh well, EVE Online, an example of how to do it. No.
Not even worth my time.
Balance grind versus pay. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's balanced. I don't feel like it's balanced, but that's just me. I mean, I'm probably going to uninstall it soon and not really pick it back up. It's definitely not for everybody, but that's the thing. If you can grab a niche, then you're good. Look at where Warframe started versus where it is now. It probably wasn't popular or profitable for years. And I still don't understand how EVE Online is profitable. I think they've just got that dedication that the players have, right? But yeah, as far as the Warframe and the grind versus pay, I don't feel like that's balanced
Just wait
at all.
until I pull out the good stuff.
Yeah, if you like spreadsheets, go play EVE Online. But yeah, I mean, they're both companies that have been doing what they're doing for a very long time and have somehow been able to find success within their niche.
Not good.
Like, great success in those niches. But you can't quantify a niche. A big company can't spend $2 million on a niche, or more than that, to make a game. That's balanced if you know what you see, and that's kind of part of the problem, though. They assume a lot more of their player than what they should. I really feel like that's the case. Like if you know what you're doing, why should I have to know what I'm doing? You know? And that's why it's got a smaller but dedicated player base. But it's possibly going to hurt them in the long run. I mean, who knows? If that smaller player base stays that dedicated, they'll be good to go. But it's definitely a difficult game to get into. The gameplay is fine, but like, I still never feel like I'm making any progress in that game at all.
Lead to the gate, but it looks like they've got it locked up tight.
Well, brute force is out.
Intruders! How dare you set foot in our domain?
That guy's not
Where's
dead.
the key?
I am a proud knight of Midgand. I'm not about to yield to the likes of petty demons.
I just want to
There's nothing I
mod
hate
this
more
to
than someone
change it
else
from
trying
demons to
control
Matt
the direction
Damon.
of my life. My wheel is mine to hold. If I'm not the one steering the ship, then I'm not truly alive.
Exactly, and that is exactly why it's not a good example. Because it's so niche,
and my entire life
so
is
very
devoted
niche.
to the defense of this fortress.
Then you better be ready to accept all that happens to you in the line of duty.
Either way, it doesn't matter. EA will either pay for it or they won't, or hopefully they'll sell off the IP at some point,
Maybe
which
it's
would be
time we
good.
found out just how deep your devotion truly goes. Take it easy. There's 9 more fingers to go.
Ew, that's...
Wait!
What the fuck is he doing?
It's in the control room. Through there.
One more
That's a
question.
very awkward
Which way
little
to the
scene here.
battleship?
My God.
Straight ahead. Up the stairs.
Got it.
Well, thank you for handling that.
It just comes naturally. We need that key, but we also need to take out the battleship before it sails against the Von Eltia.
He's right. The control room or the docks? Which will it be?
Let's start searching.
Okay.
A fortress with a sea gate that blocks the entire strait. It's crazy what the Abbey can build.
Until recently, I might not have believed it possible.
It's no sweat if you're using Malakim as tools.
If Malakim can be made a blade to fell demons, they can also be made a hammer to forge metal.
It's another way the Abbey and the Kingdom show their dominance to the people. It says, do not resist, submit.
It's disgusting is what it is.
Disgusting.
Agreed.
What time is it? Okay.
You know, you're pretty good with your fists, Eisen.
Not as good as you are with your swords.
I feel like I've seen a lot of your crew with swords. Do you really never use them yourself?
No, not with the Reaper's Curse, I don't. It likes to rear its head at
Yeah,
the
if they did a
worst
standalone
times.
thing, maybe it
I've
would be
broken
okay,
blades
but...
just by unsheathing them. And once, just as I was about to deliver a finishing blow, my blade
They'd have to make it
separated
more
from the
accessible
hilt
to a
when
wider
falling.
audience for that to be
That's
commercially
the thing.
successful.
A sword isn't something I can rely upon when my life is at stake.
Or they'll make a shit
I
game
fight
and the
using
small but
only my own
dedicated
body.
player base they already
That's
have will
one
buy
less
all of
thing
them
that
and then
can go
become pissed
wrong.
off.
It's too bad you're not a swordsman. I bet we could have had a hell of a fight.
I wouldn't need a sword to make it interesting. What do you say? Want to try your sword against my curse?
Sure, if the right time comes. Just don't whine when I end up winning.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Sounds like a plan. Get some
Well,
good
here's
rest.
where the real show
Good night.
starts. Do we have a plan, First Mate?
The fortress guards are almost all ordinary soldiers. Just a handful of exorcists to deal with.
They went to the trouble to build this huge gate. You'd think they'd keep it better defended.
You don't need an army of exorcists to keep a bunch of disorganized pirates under control, do you?
As long as they're fighting ordinary humans, the Royal Army would suffice.
So a few exorcists as officers is all they need.
It was built as a symbol of the Empire, but it seems Artorias is the one really giving the orders. The Abbey directs security and defense, and Imperial soldiers are under Exorcist command.
We aim for the exorcists then. The harder they are, the more fun it'll be.
Ready to bust some heads?
I'd rather cut them, actually.
I can think of with this kid in here. His name is number 2. Is that episode of Scrubs where they had the one guy. He's also JD, and he kept calling him number 2. That's all I can think of.
Come on, really?
On to battle! I won't improve by fighting weaklings.
was just getting warmed up.
Unarmed? Hardly. These are deadly weapons.
Here I come!
One down.
Come on, really? It won't open.
That's a real thick door, too.
That's my guess.
That window would probably...
It looks like a standalone building.
You'll be rust on my blade.
Come on, really?
Because it chose the exact right way.
This seems to be the
immediately.
place. Let's split up and look for the key.
Exactly what I wanted to do.
We'll search the other room.
Aha! Found it.
Ow!
Don't get so worked up over a little thing like that. It's proof you're alive.
It's emo
The
as fuck.
bump is?
No, I'm talking about the pain.
But I'm scared of pain.
Well, kid, who isn't?
Even you?
Anyway, boys sure are fascinated by the weirdest things.
Fascinated?
You like this, right?
I don't really know. But after I saw one in a book, I got a little curious about it, and I felt...
You felt excited, didn't you?
Yeah. I guess so. Do you know why the needle points north? Who figured out how to make it work? I thought that if I had one of these, maybe I could go on adventures. It's exciting.
When you feel that way, you should talk about it. About what you like and dislike. If you're happy or scared. After all, you're alive.
I'm... alive.
That's just my opinion, though. Not an order. Got that?
Understood.
You found it? Now
Teach
we
it to
can
be a
get that
real
gate
boy.
open.
We needed a compass too. Nice work.
Thank you.
Now to take care of that ship.
Right. To the docks.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
My compass fell on my head and gave me a bump.
Let me take a look. Oh, wow, yeah, that's a big one. Bet that must hurt.
Yeah, but at least I'm still alive.
Are you saying that pain is proof that you're really alive?
That's what Velvet told me.
Well, don't worry. I'll just push your bump back down, you'll be good as new.
Wait, what?
I'm just messing with you. Don't sweat it.
Stop fooling around, you two. We have to hurry. Once we get back to the ship, just borrow some sugar and rub it on your bump. It'll make the swelling go down.
I don't think that works.
Oh, okay.
But what do I know?
I promise I won't get mad if you talk.
Okay.
You're awfully fond of that, aren't you? Still, you should keep it in your bag for now.
I'll put it in my bag.
Good. You know, that's a nice bag. It looks made to last.
It's Moritz silk.
I've never heard of Moritz silk.
It's a fine fabric woven from the threads of the Dandarantula spider. It's got a delicate sheen, it's soft as a baby's skin, it's light and stretchable, it breathes, and it's quite durable. But that's not all. Its most fantastic quality is how it absorbs impact.
My, but you're quite the scholar.
Knowledge and experience help you sniff out the best treasure. If you go and stuff every single scrap of plunder you find into your ship, she'll keel over.
That does make sense.
What I'm getting at is, your bag is the best place for you to keep that compass stored.
Keep that thing safe. We need it. All right?
All right.
Alright, so we'll do a quick save and quit there. Take it easy.